What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Common Sense Living, the show where we're going to dive into financial and economic developments, business trends, and much, much more. So, today I want to discuss 5 reasons why I think everyone should own gold and silver. And it's estimated right now in the population, less than 5% own actually any gold or any silver. So, the first reason is that gold and silver are real money, they're real assets. They're always going to have that intrinsic value. Now, typically, economists define money by having 3 characteristics. So the first is that it's a store of value, meaning it's something that can be saved. The second is that it's a unit of account, meaning it's used to value goods and services. And the third being that it's a medium of exchange, meaning essentially people can use it to buy and sell goods from one another, and there's no need to barter. Now, right now, in my opinion, the dollar is failing to meet the definition of store of value because every year we're seeing um, more and more inflation, and this is essentially hurting people's savings. Even worse, it's hurting poor people more because they're being hurt disproportionately by this. Now, a lot of people argue against gold and silver being money as it's not a great medium of exchange when compared to something like cash and credit cards. But there's a solution to this in having a currency backed by gold and silver, and maybe even copper as well. Now, critics are also going to argue that this won't allow the Fed to stimulate the economy, but I think we need to let the business cycle play out its natural course. So recessions happen, and we need to be relying on technological innovations and productivity boosts to boost our economy, not just essentially printing free money. Now, the second reason that everyone should own gold and silver is insurance. Gold and silver are going to retain their value and provide security against economic and political turmoil. We're already beginning to see countries de-dollarize, and as more and more global trade settles outside the dollar, this is going to weaken the dollar's strength and essentially boost gold and silver's value. Now, this is going to take time, as about 50 to 60% of international trade is settled in dollars, but it looks like it's headed in that direction right now. The third reason why I think everyone needs to own some gold and silver is gold and silver are easy to sell. It's very liquid, and there's always going to be a buyer for this asset. So if I've got 10 ounces of gold and I want to sell it, I can move it quickly and get either your spot price or possibly slightly over. Now, other hard assets and soft assets like stocks, bonds, those can take longer. So, just for example, a hard asset like a house that can take months to sell. Something like a car that can take some time because the buyer might want to look at the engine, have a mechanic look at it. But gold and silver, that's something you can move very quickly. You can go to one of the big online dealers, sell it to them, or you can take it into a coin shop and essentially move it that day. Now, a fourth reason why gold and silver is everyone should own gold and silver is that it's an excellent inflation and deflation hedge. So, gold and silver are going to retain its value during high inflation, and your purchasing power is not going to change. Now, personally, I have a hard time believing deflation is going to happen anytime soon because today people are spenders, they're not savers. It's just how our culture is. Now, we saw deflation happen a few times throughout history, but from 1950 to present day, it's been very rare. In the 1880s, there was a deflationary period, but this was really due to us moving from an agricultural economy to an industrial economy. Also, the 30s, there was some deflation, and that was due to the bank failures. Um, so the question really becomes, how are we going to be more productive? Well, it's possible artificial intelligence could be the reason or could be one solution, but that's not proven just yet. So if consumer demand starts falling, we know the Fed has no problem printing money, lowering interest rates. The bank has no problem loaning the money out when they get those low interest rates. So that's something that we're going to have to see what happens. Now, the fifth reason is going to be the weakness of the US dollar. So there's a lot of reasons to start thinking about what's going to happen down the road. And the price of the dollar, the Dixie index, that's inversely correlated to gold and silver prices. Now, as the dollar goes down, we're going to see those gold and silver prices go up. And currently, the dollar is the world's reserve currency, but that's probably not going to last as other countries look for other options. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe.